It's time for another episode of the Joshcast. Joshcast. Oh, Joshcast. He's 37 and he doesn't work out, so he feels like he's 90, but he doesn't know what 90 really feels like because he's only 37. The Joshcast. All right, so that was accurate and depressing. But here we are. It's Friday, June something, 2000 something. It's important that I want to make these podcasts somewhat evergreen, which means that 100,000 years from now, when somebody is listening to this, they'll say, it's still relevant. It applies to me. Even though I'm a cockroach, it still applies to me, even though we're living in a post-apocalyptic nuclear wasteland. But as a 37-year-old cockroach who listens to ancient human podcasts, it's really on point. I feel the exact same way. And that is how a cockroach sounds after they've grown and taken over the earth. What a day I've had. I was crushed by 15 tons of metal today, and as a result, I'm only at 98% efficiency. Because I'm a cockroach. Fun fact, those giant things that look like cockroaches in Los Angeles outside are actually not cockroaches. They are water bugs. So that's got to be tough for the water bug. Hey, I'm not a cockroach, okay? I'm a water bug. It's not my fault that your toilet is also my commute. I didn't design that. Slow it up. Maybe the water bugs will inherit the earth instead of the cockroaches. Or maybe there will be inherent conflict between the water bugs and the cockroaches. You know I'm a quarter water bug. All right, that's enough. No, you're not. You're a cockroach. Weather feels warmer, which is the beginning of the end. Nice temperatures. That's ending. That is stopping. We're going to enter the hot phase of the summer, also called summer. Still can't believe there's a museum exhibit that's focused on dogs. The science behind dogs. Can we use that energy to find the science behind renewable energy? I mean, really, can we? Farm fresh ideas at the 99 cent only stores. That is a tough GMO nut to crack right there. I have a hard time believing that. Fresh vegetables at the 99 cent store. I feel like that's going into a restaurant and going, oh, the lobster's only $5. Oh, wow. Great. $5 lobster in 2019 in America. I'm the luckiest person alive. And then 2 hours later, the ER doctor is saying, ate a $5 lobster in 2019 America. I'm the luckiest ER doctor alive. Street sign that says, actions speak louder than guns. Yes, but shooting a gun is an action. All right, now I'm just being a smart aleck. That's what's happening now. Just being a smart aleck. wonder what the origin of smart aleck is. I'm assuming somebody coined the term smart ass, but then they wanted to come up with a PG version of smart ass, or a G-rated version of smart ass. So they came up with smart aleck. That's got to suck for anyone named Alec. You know, no one named Alec wants to be the G-rated ass replacement. It's not fair. That is not fair. It denigrates the name Alec. There are too many good Alecs out there. Like, for instance, Alec Baldwin. And that's the only Alec I can think of. But still. Notice how we have the term smart Alec, but we don't have dumb Alec. That's interesting, isn't it? We don't have dumb Alec. We don't have Alec hole. Stupid Alec. Break my foot up in your Alec. We don't have any of that. Alec did not translate to the rest of those insults for some reason. You know why? I'll tell you why. Because there's a good chance that most Alecs are genuinely smart people. There you go. So that one makes sense. The other ones don't. We are solving problems on this podcast. The fact that I'm calling what I'm doing right now a podcast feels very pretentious to me. Because there are people who they have studios and they produce the podcast and they do hours and hours of research and they write it up and they talk about it and there's planning involved. And I'm just talking about Alex. Talking about Alex. We're halfway to our destination. I'm feeling very tired today. I'm feeling very not motivated. I'm feeling like I just want to sleep and make love to someone. But make love to someone in the way where they are doing all the work and I'm just kind of lying there enjoying it. That's what I would like. And that's why I'm single. I'm also feeling a bit bloated. I had carbs yesterday. Actually been a little bit better diet-wise. I only had one cookie yesterday. That's a major step forward for me. Major leap forward on the progress. And other than that, I've actually thought multiple times about taking a martial arts class. The last time I did it, I was 12 or 13 years old, and I stopped because my joints were hurting too much. So that tells you how far I would get in the world of Street Fighter. Not even to the point of I'm injuring myself. I'm injuring my own life bar. So how far away am I from being able to throw a fireball? That's my question. Pretty far would be my guess. That would totally be my guess. Oh, man. Just not having a good feeling. That's the general feeling on it. Which is odd because the sun's out. And usually when the sun's out, I'm a little less depressed. But today it's on me with a vengeance, I think. Is it depression or is it fatigue? Fatigue and depression? Is it... Or am I inventing that it's depression just by calling it depression when it's not really depression? I think it kind of is. I think it is a little bit of the depression. I'm feeling a bit down. Feeling lonely. Feeling uninspired. I was feeling uninspired, very lonely and uninspired. And so I decided I needed to refill the cup, as they say. I needed to really get some perspective. And that's why I took a vacation to Aurora, Colorado. Aurora! Here at Aurora, Colorado, we have everything that you need. Malls, mini malls, outlet stores, and the National Western Stock Show and Rodeo. As soon as I got to Aurora, suddenly it was like my whole life just opened up and I could breathe again. They have a new mall here in Aurora. That's why you come. New malls, new possibilities. Aurora! That's me dissing on Aurora. That's not fair. A lot of people like Aurora. I'm talking about Colorado. I have no experience with Aurora, Illinois. I was feeling depressed, feeling like I needed some new perspective. So that's why I took a vacation and I went to Mordor. Now, don't let people tell you Mordor is a terrible place. That's just its history. But since Sauron was destroyed, Mordor is rebuilt and is now a lively tourist destination. The giant swamps were replaced by a 5-star resort featuring mud baths. And the giant tower, where the giant eye of Sauron was looking at everything, has been rebuilt and is now a lovely scenic view. You can turn the tower and look through the eye and see anywhere in Middle-earth. There's even something for the kids to do. At Build-A-Troll. Mordor. Now, am I comparing Aurora to Mordor? No, I'm not. If I had to pick between the two, obviously, I would pick Mordor. Oh, comedy. Comedy. You know, I was just feeling really, really down and depressed because as a water bug, living in a world run by cockroaches, I feel just like a second-class citizen. And so I needed a change of perspective. So that's why I went to visit the nuclear-ravaged remnants of Aurora. Right now, cockroach and water bug archaeologists are trying to determine if this excavation site A, right over here, was a mall or a mini-mall. It's anyone's guess. Aurora in the future. Driving by. Oh, what's this? Ah! Red light. On a street that normally never has a red light. That's not contributing to the depression. I hate it when that happens. Reese Place, you're ruining my Friday. Absolutely ruining my Friday, Reese Place. Probably shouldn't be saying that because now you know where I am. But I won't be posting this for another 15 minutes, so you won't know where I am by the time you listen to it. Unless you're somehow listening to it as I'm posting it, or as I'm recording it, in which case, you are the government. I don't know which government. Hopefully a nice one. Are any of them nice? Who can say? So one of the things I was going to talk about yesterday was cars. And here's the detail about my childhood that I think is the most fascinating. Of all the toy cars that I had, the one that I cherished the most was my mini Saab 9000. And if you're asking yourself what kind of sports car is a Saab 9000, the answer is not really a sports car. The Saab 9000 is what you do if you take a 1980s Volvo and make it 1% sexier. But I was in love with this car. It was very safe. There's a lot of good ratings on the safety. My parents were looking at buying a Saab. I think I also like it because where my family is concerned, it's called a Saab, and that's what we do. Or it's what we should be doing when we're emotionally available enough to Saab. So I think it's the perfect metaphor for our family. We should have gotten that one. Honda's too happy. What are you driving? Saab. I see. And how are you today? Saab. Got it. Saab. That's my theme song for anything today on this podcast. That is what is happening. That is what is happening. Some giant trees here in Burbank. These must have been planted all the way back in the 70s. Yes, technology is progressing. And it's really nice. Here's what I like about this day and age. I mean, unlike the last dark ages where, people had to pass down all their information orally, we have iPhones now. So it's a much better it's a much better time to be in the dark ages, I would say. It really is. We don't even know we're in the dark ages. We think we're at the pinnacle of human existence. I'm arriving at my destination now. How do I close off this podcast? How do I bring this podcast to a thrilling and delightful and conclusive? Is that? Yes. How do I bring this to a conclusion? Well, I can only say this. What do I want you to get from this podcast? Let's figure that out. Today, do yourself a favor today. Be nice to yourself today. And if you can, this is what I'll tell you. If you can, without causing problems, without getting fired, without ruffling too many feathers, call in sick today. Do that for yourself. I won't be doing that because I'm obsessive compulsive, but you should. Joshcast, brought to you by Advocates for the 4-Day Workweek.